The air crackled with nervous energy. My backpack was heavy with equipment, EMF readers, digital recorders, and a night vision camera. Tonight, I was venturing into Eastern State Penitentiary, one of America's most haunted prisons. My pulse quickened. A shiver went down my spine. I tried to rationalize my fear, but the darkness held a palpable energy. I wasn't here to debunk or disprove. Tonight was about experiencing the unknown. The line between curiosity and fear blurred as I took a deep breath, steeling myself for the experience of a lifetime. The iron gates of Eastern State Penitentiary loomed before me, cold and imposing against the inky black sky. The guard, his face etched with a mixture of amusement and concern, handed me a flashlight. "Good luck," he muttered. "You're gonna need it." His words echoed in the stillness as I stepped inside. The air inside was heavy, thick with the weight of history and suffering. The musty odor of decay clung to the cold stone walls, whispering tales of despair. Shadows danced in the moonlight, filtering through the barred windows, twisting familiar shapes into menacing phantoms. I was utterly alone. I set up my base in cell block 12, the most active area according to paranormal investigators. The silence was deafening, broken only by the distant drip of water. I turned on my digital recorder, letting the silence settle before asking, "Is anyone here?" The temperature plummeted. A wave of goosebumps erupted on my arms. Then I heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible, close to my ear. It sent chills racing down my spine. The voice, raspy and weak, seemed to say, "Get out." My heart pounded against my ribs. Was it my imagination, or had I just communicated with the other side? I pressed on, my fear battling with my determination. As I rounded the corner into cell block 11, I saw it. A dark, shadowy figure standing at the end of the corridor. It was tall and slender, lacking any discernible features. My breath hitched in my throat. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end. For a moment our eyes met, or at least I felt like they did. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the figure dissolved into the shadows, leaving me trembling in the cold, damp air. The deeper I ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The air grew thick with a palpable sense of dread. I reached the solitary confinement cells known as the Hole. As I stepped inside one, the air turned icy cold, and then I heard it, a blood-curdling scream echoing through the empty halls. It was a raw, primal sound filled with agony and despair. I spun around searching for the source, but the cell was empty. Whatever or whoever had screamed was gone. My heart pounded in my chest as I stumbled out of the cell, desperate to escape the suffocating darkness. That's when I saw him, a spectral figure dressed in the uniform of a prison guard from another era. He stood at the end of the corridor, his face obscured by shadows. He raised a gloved hand pointing towards a wall. Curiosity, just kind of overcame my fear for a moment. So I approached the wall and discovered a loose brick. Behind it lay a small, leather-bound journal. Its pages, filled with faded ink and what looked like bloodstains, chronicled the guard's terrifying experiences within Eastern State's walls. The journal's final entry sent a chill down my spine. It described a voice, whispering from the shadows, calling the guard by his name. The guard wrote of his terror, his descent into madness. As I finished reading, I heard it myself. A voice, soft at first, then growing louder, whispering my name. Panic just seized me. The journal tumbled from my grasp as I ran, my blood turning to ice. The voice echoed through the halls, growing closer. I didn't dare look back. I just ran, blindly, desperately, until I finally burst through the prison gates into the relative safety of the night. The events of that night are seared into my memory. The whispers, the shadows, the feeling of being watched. It's a chilling sensation that lingers. Sleep offers little respite. My dreams are haunted by the spectral guard and the disembodied voice calling my name. Eastern State Penitentiary's darkness holds a power that's, honestly, difficult to explain. It's a place where the veil between our world and the next seems thin, where the echoes of suffering and despair resonate through the ages. Facing my fears, embracing the unknown, the experience has shaken me to my core, yet a part of me feels strangely drawn back to that haunted prison. Perhaps it's the thrill of the unknown, the desire to understand what lies beyond our perception. Whatever the reason, I know this. Eastern State Penitentiary has left an indelible mark on my soul. Maybe one day, I'll be brave enough to face my fears and step back inside. But for now, I'll keep my distance, content to listen to the whispers of the past from afar.